This is a matter that obviously is of concern to everybody. The Minister for Lands and Natural Resources is among a 5-member committee set up by government to assess what has been done so far, also listen to the concerns of civil society groups. That committee is chaired by the National Security Minister, Albert Kandapa. Remember also today that the ministry took some action against a mining company in the Western region. We'll have that details for you shortly. But let's get to understand those who are living it in their communities and how the activities of illegal mining is impacting their daily lives. In the studio with me is Dr. Bonnie Abankro, the fifth. Nana, you're welcome. Chief of Adausena.
Thank you.
So first, where exactly is Adausena located?
In the first place, let me take this opportunity to say good evening to your cherished viewers. Adausena is located in the Bremen North district, in the eastern region, between Nkoko and Ofuanse. It just borders with New Ebrim. Yes, we have a common border with New Ebrim. And Adausena has a big stew land. It is one of the biggest stew lands in eastern region. It's about 102,000 acres, all infested with gold. I border with Nkwatin, I border with Pankese, I border with Tiewia, and I also border with Assume. All those, with the exception of Ebrim, who was given accommodation from other areas to be settling there before 1704. So Adausena owns all the land, including the one which Nimon is mining on. Nimon is just mining 5,000 of the total 102,000 acres. So that is where Adausena is.
And life must be very comfortable at Adausena.
Yes, currently we were comfortable until 1.5 years ago when the Gazette of the Almighty Paramount Chief was given to him after 25 years. Then the whole thing turned tits up. It was unnecessary bullying, intimidating, insults, and threatening everybody, setting up task forces and going on the land himself and doing the galamsey himself.
Who exactly is this person?
The Paramount Chief of Kotuku. He himself is doing the galamsey. And even the concession belonging to Aseni was taken from him because he feels he owes the land. So I was compelled to take him to court to let him come and prove the ownership of the land, which he failed. So there has been a judgment against him, default judgment against him. And yesterday, I asked my lawyers to issue an interlocutory injunction on all the galamseyers on my stew land, because we don't have even common water to drink. And we have given the pictures to our friends of the media to show the world. It is going on Facebook and everywhere that never in the history of my reign will I allow somebody we helped, somebody we supported, somebody we have paid the royalties for the past 25 years to come and destroy our land with impunity.
And you say that this chief, whatever he's doing, you know this for a fact, there's evidence to back it, that he's involved in illegal mining.
His task force were the one going around to take money from the galamseyers. The galamseyers go to his palace and pay money to him. Others, they pay through his task force he has set. They go about with guns, and he has armed the galamseyers. Everybody comes. And he doesn't even come from there. He migrated to Achim. We housed him. We hosted him. My ancestors went into captivity because of him. However, due to our humility to the Ashantis, they came back in 1898 to establish the Asante Adausena gold mines. We were taken into captivity in Ashanti near Antwa. So if you go there, we have Asante Adausena and Asante Ebrim. After investigation, the Ashantis found out that Adausena wasn't the culprit. We pleaded with them and we were released. To compensate us, they came back and established gold mines for us in 1898 when the Obuasi people started in 1897. So we were mining on the land. We had 6 concession companies. Concession 1 had 3 companies, Wallis, Hollis, and Killing. The other concession 2 have Grammar, Abafeldi, and Kamba. So all the land, there's gold on the land. That is where they were mining before the First World War, because the Germans were the miners, and they were not doing surface mining.
Okay.
So from their exploration, the deposit becomes richer as you go down. So they were not doing surface mining, so we didn't feel the destruction of the environment. We didn't feel the destruction of our river bodies.
Because back then it was well controlled.
Well controlled and well managed. But with the Galamsey being a fashion in Ghana now, it is out of control.
We'll come back to that, but let me just say that the other matter about the chief, we cannot independently verify, so we'll leave it at that. But have you, it begs the question whether a formal report has been made to the police about the activities of this chief?
A lot of reports have been made to the police. The first time he wanted to get rid of me on the 8th of April, when he came to my community to demand, when the emergence of Newmont allow us to make allocation for them to also develop their community. Each community has a portion. So our overlord was given a portion. So we were thinking that since he hasn't built his palace, and he went and demolished the palace, we were going to support him. On the 9th of November 2023, I signed document for the foundation which Newmont has established for my people to take part of our developmental funds to help him build his palace. He came out with the drawings and cost came out about 4 million Ghana cedis. Because of inflation, we raised it. I'm a civil engineer by profession, and this is something I've been teaching as a professor. So we increased the money to 6 million. And
for the construction of the palace?
Palace, yes. And he had already 4 million in his pot. He also had about 10 million in royalties. My stool, Adausena Chief, has paid as royalties to him, which is in Koforidua at the Stool Land Administration. I asked the Stool Land Administration to invest the money because the city was depreciating, and they will be able to get about 26, 27% per annum on their investment. So all this money has been accumulated with the notion that he would take the money which is allocated to him. He came and wrote for a demand for almost 4 million. First one was about $100,000 in today's equivalent, which is 1.6. He came back in early March and took another 2.4. He squandered it without even the Kotoku Traditional Council. That is their problem.
All right. So basically, in your traditional area, there is Newmont that is doing legitimate mining.
Yes.
And then other people are also undertaking illegal mining.
Because they saw that the land is rich. And we saw the benefit of Newmont to our community. Newmont is producing about almost $1 billion in the earlier part when they started a year as part of the income from my stool land. And royalties are paid to the government, taxes are paid to the government. Besides the royalties, Newmont pays ecological levy, which we use for our development, for the palaces, for the schools, for the social center, all the sporting activities. That is what we are using the money for. In fact, my district, Bremen North district, we were not having problem at all until this man Gazette was given. So what he came out with, after taking the 4 million and doing the Galamsey himself without anybody questioning his authority, he decided to use police and his task force to demand things. The first thing he wanted to do is to come and demand the endowment policy we have put there for the generation. We have over 5,000 scholarships. He wanted to take the money, irrespective of the scholarship, everything, to go and first of all build palaces, build housing for his citizens, and also build factories. But the minimum you took, 4,000, you squandered it without anybody asking you a question. Now, sovereignty is given to him by the family. It is the family who would then put injunction on the rest of the money so that he wouldn't squander the money. 2, he himself is the one leading the Galamsey. I'm there. And he's threatening everybody with the tax force. They are fully armed. That is why we said enough is enough. We are not going to sit down because you didn't come with land. They are dangerous, they are gunners. They were running away from the Ashantis. You didn't bring land when you were coming. We housed you. We accommodated you and we supported you. We will not sit down supinely for you to destroy our land.
So currently, as you speak, how devastating is activities of illegal mining in your community?
All the river bodies now are destroyed. Some of the mining is so close to the communities that if you throw water, it goes straight into the mining pit. From your house, the resettlement, people who were affected by the mines and they were decanted, the company
affected
built
by the
Newmont mines
of Newmont.
Newmont mines. Right. They accommodated. They built a very nice accommodation with roads and all. All those areas have been destroyed by the illegal Galamseyers because the gold is everywhere.
And you are helpless in this situation.
We are helpless. But then, first of all, we went to court and has issued an injunction on the paramount chief and the galamseyers. It was done yesterday. Now, as soon as we get a copy, we will invite the army, we will invite the jungle fighters at Achiasi, we will invite the police. I will finance it. They will go and drive them away.
In fact, there's actually a directive. The regional minister we spoke to on Monday,
yes,
Sete Champon, says that they've started the deployment, so they are using the police and
Haven't they done it before? Haven't they done it before?
So from your experience, what should be the approach now?
Will you sit down? I'm asking you, will you sit down? In my position, I've been given the sovereignty by Aduana people of Adausena. They knew my ability as a retired professor, a doctorate degree, a 3 master degree holders. You've retired. They're giving you responsibilities. Look at my size. With all this experience, you sit down for somebody supinely to come and destroy your land. Then you sit down. If the government, the same government who sat down for this thing to be destroyed, is coming telling us today after almost 8 years to come back again, I will not sit down to wait. I need their support. And if they don't do it, from the tiniest toddler to the oldest granny, will go on the field and get them out.
And what's the plan?
We are going there to get them out.
The legal miners?
The legal miners, and including every one of them. We are going there.
Do you have an idea how many people are involved?
We know
in
them.
terms of the groupings?
We brought the army with the drones to go and take the pictures. And we have our people on the ground investigating how best. If you fail to plan, then you plan to fail.
Right.
So I'm not going to sit down for them to destroy it. It will go against me that during my reign, I sat down supinely for my environment to be destroyed. Apart from the environment, on the 8th of April, there was a research done in Domahinkru. It was a geological day.
In the Bono region?
Yes, Bono region. And in that there was a presentation where Cape Coast Hospital was used as indices. And it was observed that 80% of the people who are on dialysis are from the mining areas. 80%.
Suffering kidney complications.
Kidney problems, yes. They are from areas where the mining effluent from the mines are properly controlled, monitored, tested before the effluents are discharged into the river bodies. If they are having this, then my people are sitting on time bomb. God is going to ask me, what did you do with the responsibilities I gave you? God gave me that responsibilities to take my people out, achieve something purposeful, and bring it back. That is what God gave leaders. Numbers 27. So that is my responsibility.
What's the main water source?
We have Pra River is there, it's totally destroyed. We have Mama River, it's totally destroyed. We have Brim, it's totally destroyed. You cannot even take the viscosity of the river. It's more than what you think of. It's more than oats.
So in the midst of this destruction, through what means are they getting water, portable water to drink and use for other?
The emergence of Newmont help us to get borehole water with treatment plant. In fact, my community has one of the best water systems in Ghana. They gave us a good filtering system. We have a borehole, and then they have charcoal, everything. They've done some scientific analysis where the water is properly sieved. It is pumped and filtered before it is distributed to all the communities, to the people. So that is what we are using. Apart from that, those people who live after the Adausena town, they are suffering. They used to drink from the rivers, and it used to be very cool, very nice. Farmers, all those people go and they drink it. Today, they
dare not.
They cannot.
Are they really aware of the health implications?
They are very aware, and so another aspect of it is that it is bringing about the production of water, sachet water, and all those.
Even that there's questions have been raised about the quality of we've done a documentary that exposes some.
Yes, diarrhea and dysentery when you drink those ones. It's very, very fearsome. So we are desperately in need of government coming to if the government will pay attention to our area, and we want the government to call the paramount chief to action, because without him, the people will be afraid to do it.
But all of you go to the Eastern Regional's House of Chiefs.
Yes.
And you are saying that this matter, it doesn't come up at all?
No, it doesn't. Look, I'm on national TV, and therefore anything I say, I need to back it.
Right.
With facts. It is one of the weakest entities I've come across, both national.
The Eastern Regional House of Chiefs.
And then also the national.
They are aware and failing to address it.
The purpose of which this, how do you give this man a gazette if you have this characteristic like this? His gazette is being even questioned. You see, the system needs to be changed. And some of the youth, some of us, we have to stand up to these things and make sure such an enviable establishment need to be trampled upon. It is bent on the family who gave the man the sovereignty to call him to question. However, they are so adamant, and the way he is, most of them are afraid. My sub-chiefs in Brimunov, when the Ebremu chief, who is when he shouts, you find people with doctorate degree and professors and all shaking like water in a jug. On the 1st of May, I was almost assassinated if I had gone to the palace. I refused, and I wrote a petition to the IGP about his own bodyguard exposed them because they found out that I'm the only person who is an obstacle to their achievement. It is total morbid loss for money, no care, nothing, no compassion, no empathy on the people. All what he came for, my pocket. The money he took from the foundation, he didn't build the palace. If you ask his sub-chief, I want you people to interview his sub-chief, whether even he gave any of his sub-chief 10,000 this in here.
So apart from Newmont, that obviously they have license to mine.
Yes.
Are there small-scale miners also licensed to undertake mining activities in your traditional area?
Not in my area. I haven't seen any small-scale mine. You see, the mining regulations, you are supposed to go and enter into agreement with the surface right owner. I haven't entered into agreement with any surface right, anybody coming to me. They know that I'm against Galamsey, so they won't come to me. They are supposed to go to the district assembly. They won't go there. But the man himself, the overlord, is the one shielding the man. What respect has he got for the forest?
So apart from Newmont, everyone else is doing illegal mining.
Illegal mining, yes. Newmont is the only company, and one thing, honestly, Newmont Achim has been awarded, have been given an award consecutively twice. Everything they said they are doing it. Completely, they pay their taxes, they meet the chiefs, they communicate with us. Any little thing, they will let us know. I've been on the stool for 19 calendar years before. At that time, they were doing the exploration. We don't have any qualms with them. But the illegal miners, they are the one. Even Newmont concession is being encroached upon. Newmont concession is being encroached upon. Some of the Galamseyers go there, cut their wires, enter there to go and steal their TVs and all those things because they know they can do anything with impunity. Somebody is backing them. The task force are backing them. They have guns. So how can a poor Newmont person seeing somebody taking a television and he's armed, you are an employee, you don't have anything. And they are law, they don't have to attack enemy, just report to the police. So they go there and take...
And you are skeptical about the new approach announced by the Eastern Regional Minister that they are now, I mean, the plan is to rid the region of illegal miners.
Well, we are praying that we achieve it. But if somebody will give you clothing, look at how naked the person is. You see, speech is free. Nobody forces you when you come out with it. Is it not the same government which was banning excavators, who was taking excavators which were flying out of the country? Are we not going back again? Why did we wait at this time of the year? Why did we wait at this point in time? These are the questions we ask. But whatever they are doing, we are very thankful for them because we need their help. So we are not even going to leave them alone. We are going to work with them. I am the owner. I don't say we, because some of my sub-chiefs who are benefiting from my mines are also doing the Galamseyers. They are going around to take money and taking them to the paramount.
So why don't you distill them?
It is not my duty. You see, if you don't understand the structure of chieftaincy, you'll be confused. And Kotoku's own is very confusing. I was given the sovereignty by my family. And then I decided to join the Kotoku Accord. It isn't like Ashanti where they fought and got the war. We joined the accord on our own volition.
Right.
Because we wanted to form a unity against the Ashantis or any perpetrator or infiltrators. That is the purpose of it.
Okay.
But now, the new one who came is so arrogant. But sometimes we realize that When you swallow your Pisces and pomposus, it will give you constipation. We are ready to work. We are ready to serve. But the bullying is the issue. He is doing wrong, but he doesn't see that something is wrong. He said he has the power, so he can do what he wants.
I'll come back to wrap up with you, but this morning, the Fix the Country movement held a news conference to announce their demonstration aimed at putting pressure on government to fix the situation. Before we hear from them, though, here is Chief Veterinary Officer at the Veterinary Service Department, Dr. Emmanuel Alaji Kujo, raising concerns about the safety in terms of the quality of fishes that we have in the country. Listen.
For some time past, veterinary services was concentrating more on terrestrial animals. But the time has come for us to change focus and pay more attention to aquatic animal health, because that is where our source of protein comes from. We all enjoy our fishes, name it the tilapia, the catfish, the amanese, and the cobes. They are all aquatic animals. And the environment in which they live and reproduce and give us all this protein is being threatened by galamsey activities. Our water bodies are polluted with heavy metals and antimicrobials, which we have to actively survey and control so that we safeguard public health in this country.
Right, so we've also been joining the studio for further discussion on this convener for Democracy Hub of Fixing the Country. William, you're welcome. Thank you. Right, so Nana, you were, as I wrap up with you, I mean, for you, what should be the way forward?
We want the government to stop this illegal mining as soon as possible before things get out of order. Now, he should let us have a consensus approach as to how best we can help the youth to earn a living. You see, idle mine is the devil's workshop. So these people are doing that because they don't have. But then if you teach them how to do it properly, I've worked throughout all the continents of the world. I mean, I used to work with the International Olympics, and I went throughout. And most of the countries, they are doing mining, but they are not doing it illegally. They are doing the corporate mining, where the people have been put together, they've been given assistance, they've been given training, they've been given a support, whereby they will be able to do it properly without destroying the river bodies. Personally, I would have preferred for them to go underground. In my area, the deposit is not high at the surface. You will get 0.9 grams per ton. As you go deeper, from about 25 meters down, getting about 3 grams per ton. And then as you go further, you go as much as 6-7 grams per ton.
And that requires a lot of investment.
Yes, you see, I went to Germany when I was a professor, and I went to the files, Gold Coast prior to colonization. That was where the Germans were mining. And if you look at their exploration at that time, using the crude technology, and if they are able to identify and come out with these findings, then you know today with the scientific approach, this we use it digital, we can get more if we are able to do it and do it properly. So there is a future for every youth if they allow ourselves to come together and help them, mobilize them, give them the support, and make sure that they will be able to earn a living which will not destroy the habitat, it will not destroy the water bodies, and it will not destroy our vegetation. That is it.
Thank you so much for coming through this afternoon, Nana Bankro from the Adausena traditional area.
Thank you.
And we'll monitor the Eastern regional approach to this matter, especially in your traditional area, and then report accordingly. Ralph, so you also held a news conference today. What exactly are you demanding?
Right. Thank you so much. I'm much grateful for having me here. Fix the Country have been fighting for a lot of things since this government came to power, but then we are actually demanding of the government to actually be responsible for his own words, for saying that he's going to put his presidency on the line. I think it is very much important that as a government and as an individual who is very responsible enough and want to leave a better legacy should leave a good name before you go. It would be very much important if the president himself would have even come out and say, I'm resigning because I failed the people of this country. And it would have been fair and it would at least give a perfect name and history to
and was such a move end the illegal mining?
Whoever that will be coming will know the responsibility ahead of him because at least his predecessor has actually exhibited that level of responsibility. And if you fail, you know what to do. Far from that, someone is actually giving this mining lease to these people that are destroying our water bodies and our environment, which is very much disgusting that we put people in office for them to come and work for us, for them to come and protect that we have. And now it's clear. I don't have to say it. Everybody is seeing it out there globally. And even in Ghana right now, when you move to this Galamsey affected communities, they will tell you by themselves that things are not easy there. Even though, yes, they are making the money. What even hurts me the most has to do with one of the iconic rivers in Ghana, Kwame Nkrumah's river in Nkroful. I was there last 2 weeks, and when you look at the level of deterioration of the river, it's heartbreaking. And we have somebody who actually gave a mining lease to a company or an individual to mine wherever it is. And as we speak, when you go to Nkroful itself, I asked some of them and they said they don't do galamsey there. It's far away from where they are doing the galamsey. But because the water bodies are being destroyed from some places or the sources of where the water is coming,
it is affecting them.
It's affecting them. So we are demanding that the minister designated for environmental and mineral resources should resign. And the forestry department, they have equally disappointed us greatly. And
so you are demanding the Lands and Natural Resources Minister resign.
Exactly.
You are demanding the Environment Minister to resign.
Yeah, and the forestry department, forestry commissioner to also resign because they have disappointed us. They've not been up to their responsibility of protecting our forest bodies. When Chief was speaking, he made mention of going deep and, make sure you do the mining. Underground mining, not surface. I have witnessed, and I can go with your team to show them, a place where some individuals went there to do prospecting, and when they got certain amount of gold, they started calling in and people started tripping in. And after 2-3 weeks, there was nothing to be found. And the whole land has been destroyed. The rivers there has been destroyed. Yet, they got nothing. So which researches goes on? When these miners come to seek for the lease or consignments, how do they scrutinize them to know that these people, they merit it for we to even give them the licenses or not? So it's like people are just giving licenses out for no checkout. They don't investigate nothing. They just come in and they give it to them, go and mine, and they go out there to destroy our water bodies.
But it doesn't look to me that the call for resignation you're going to get. But if beyond that, what else do you think must be done immediately? The government has announced new set of measures to contain this. Regional ministers have been tasked to deploy police and military to mining areas and stop what is happening. Few other issues that have been announced by government.
Let's be very honest to ourselves. This is clearly some part of the gimmicks they do. How much money haven't we spent already? Operation Galamstock, may you so rest well. It hurts me so much when I see individuals in government doing galamsey today, including a minister of state.
Who is that?
I can't really remember his name, but then he stood in parliament to say, yes, I know you, we are doing galamsey, we are destroying the water bodies, but you, the NDC, equally did same.
No, he says, I think you're referring to Arnold Dompre, the chief whip.
Okay.
I mean, there was argument about the destruction of our water bodies, and his argument was that when the NDC was in power, they did worse. They did worse in terms of protecting the river bodies. Did it
really matter for you to, as a responsible citizen at this critical moment, to admit that, okay, fine, you did the same, and so if we are also doing now, you shouldn't complain or speak about it?
I think basically it was for want of a better word,
needless.
an irresponsible statement.
It was needless.
But so we are looking at solutions.
Now, the solution, that is why we are asking that the president would take a drastic decision now, if not him resigning. At least he appointed certain people to work for him, and those people have equally failed him as well. I just heard Chief spoke about fishes or the excerpt you played.
Yes, from the veterinary.
Yeah, that our fishes and all these things have been affected. Now let's ask ourselves, majority of our families out there in the US, in the UK, they call in and they ask for bush meat and dry meat and all those stuff. We are saying we are going to be drilling boreholes. And in fact, this is what majority of the Galamseyers have been saying, that when they visit these communities, they drill boreholes for them. Let's ask ourselves, where does this rabbit and all those bush meat go and drink from? They don't have boreholes, they don't have pipe waters there. They drink from the same streams and rivers, which have been affected by the same Galamsey. And the ministers of state, the Speaker of Parliament, the Chief of Staff, all of these people enjoy bush meat. And they are even forgetting themselves that at the end of the day, this same bush meat that are consuming or drinking from this same contaminated, poisonous water bodies, they are equally enjoying the pepper soup they are taking with the same poisonous substance. So it is very much important that we all as a country hold it upon ourselves. Sometimes it hurts me with what you said right now, that you think it's not possible that government is going to agree to resign.
But the call has been made. They've rejected it. That's why I say that.
Yeah, but
you may not get it. So
this is a call for us all. I think it's a very serious issue that we all... I don't think you've even thought of this bushmeat thing.
No, in fact, it's been a concern. I mean, the whole of this, because we've been on this matter, I mean, experts, they've gone in to do their own research, and the conclusion is that, I mean, this thing can stay in the body for as long as it can. So while consuming it exposes you, may be in a crowd,
so don't you think that you are sick. I don't want to use that word because it will be an opportunity for people in government right now to also take advantage and do whatever they want to do. But this is an urgent moment that every single Ghanaian, in fact, this is the time we need to respect President Nana Addo Akufo-Addo. I mean, Machiavelli needs to be respected for the first time. Let's be citizens. Citizens are not spectators. This is the time Ghanaians need to be citizens.
Okay, Ralph, so because of time and before I let you go, so, I mean, government's responsibility is required in this matter, no doubt about that. Yeah. What about we Ghanaians who've also decided that regardless of the existence of law and regulations, we will undertake this illegality and destroy the environment and our water bodies?
There is nowhere in the world that laws and, people not being, forced to oblige by responsibilities and law can work. We can never take it out. So if we have a society where people in government can admit, even in the Parliament House, it won't work. We need responsible leadership. We need pragmatic leadership. Leadership with responsibility that can take up, responsibility and say, hey, pick this person, go and check him, and if he falls short, jail him. Take this. Let's be very active. This is the time we need that kind of J.J. Rollins kind of leadership. And it really hurts me so much because we can't play around it.
All right.
We can't play around it. We really need serious leadership actions right now. And this is what we are calling for. And that is why we are asking the president to call the minister designated for mineral resources to resign as soon as possible as far as the forestry department is concerned. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ralph. And so, the discussion on illegal mining will continue. But we'll take a short break here and return with more here on The Pulse.